Yo, what it do? It's your boy Joey Sings, and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video. What it do, my backup singers? It is your boy Joey Sings, and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video. If this is your first time seeing this face, and subscribe as well as that bell so you don't miss out on brand new videos like this. Alrighty guys, so the Dolan Twins just released their very first podcast video, guys. Deeper with the Dolan Twins, you guys. Listen, the title of the video said taking ownership. I didn't know whether to react to this, watch it, and review it, so I asked you guys, and y'all said, Joey, please react to it. Somebody told me that after a few minutes into the video, Grayson had them wanting to cry. I ain't got no tissues, and y'all already know that I'm a crybaby. But listen, I'm ready to get it in and see what it's all about, so I'm gonna shut it on up. Let's see what they taking responsibility of, honey, or ownership. You, same thing. Let's get it in.
You can be my heart, I'll be your money back. If you give me your heart, and I won't fumble that. Don't worry about them games, cause I'm not into that. Hey, we gon' keep it real like for the internet. You can be my...
Alrighty guys, I am pressing play. Ooh, let's get it in.
We got ourselves a studio. We do.
That is so cute. Even the
It's
table.
chill too. It's not like over the top. It's
Yeah,
like we're on a
it's
news
our
channel.
vibe. It's the podcast's vibe.
The wall, fantastic.
It's everything.
They constructed this bad boy in like a few days only.
All right, for everybody listening, there's a couple things that we have to, tune up with the studio. We have to get new mics. We're gonna get a lot more nicer, a lot more gooder. Is it?
Yeah,
a lot more gooder mics.
Gooder mics.
We're
Gooder
gonna polish
mics.
this table because it looks a little dry.
Yeah, it needs hydration.
And then Ryan's getting a boob job, and then that's.
Other than that,
Yes. Other than that.
So this is Ryan. It's our podcast co-host. For those of you who haven't been listening to the podcast for the past 6 months, we've been doing podcast ears only on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
I don't even fucking know where, but we have
And
it.
Ryan is a guy who is a great friend of ours. We
Oh.
met because my dad was your friend.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean,
We
kind of.
bonded quickly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we bonded.
Oh
I feel like, I mean, you were
wow.
friends with my dad before you were friends with me.
That would be truthful.
And then my dad was like, hey, this guy Ryan's dope. And then I was like, you're right, Dad. He is.
Aw.
Yeah. How long have we been friends? Like 4.5 years?
Longer.
No, wait.
What are you talking about?
How long have we been like working together?
Okay.
Well over 2 years, but we've been friendly for now. Will be 7 next year, which is a long time.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
7 years, that's a long time.
So we know each other well.
Yeah.
We are able to, be there for each other in situations where we need a friend,
Yeah.
and we also hold each other accountable. That's something that we always promise to do for each other, and that's something that Ryan kind of brought to our attention lately, is that we need to take ownership of a lot of things.
Oh wow.
I'm
not ready, but I'm ready.
I've also been told by my mom. I've also been told by the entire internet.
Yeah.
And now my brother, and we've finally had a conversation with each other where we realized that, maybe it hasn't been everybody else around us, but maybe it's just been us that were the problem.
Oh.
I've been
Not maybe.
No.
Truthfully,
yeah.
Truthfully, when Ethan and I were talking amongst each other, we're like, well, what's going on, man? What are all these problems arising from? Like, what's going on, dude? Everyone around us is out to get us. And we took a breath and some much needed time to just talk things over. And we realized that we were the root of the problem.
Oh
And
wow.
there's a lot for us to talk about. Things that you guys have noticed that I've seen on my Twitter mentions, Instagram comments, YouTube comments. I see those things, and I feel like you guys listening right now or watching now are really close friends of ours, almost to the point of family.
Oh.
When something's off with someone in your family, you can definitely tell.
We know this.
You guys have been able to tell. So thank you so much for helping us.
Oh,
with those.
Grayson. Y'all not gonna have me crying 2 seconds into the video. We're not doing this.
Much needed changes. And this is something that you guys have honestly noticed before us. I've definitely been in denial, I'll admit that for sure, but I've also just not been fully aware
The first step
I
is
desperately
owning
need
it,
to
and I'm
fix
proud of them
myself.
already.
or fix my attitude, fix my behavior.
Y'all better come.
And that's something
Oh, they better come deep
was noticed by
already,
everybody
Lord. That's why it's
before.
deeper with the Dolan Twins. I'm gonna be crying. I feel it.
Quite frankly, I haven't really been caring about myself a lot for the
No.
past half year, a little bit more than that.
Oh, that's horrible.
Why don't I just take everybody through it?
I was gonna say, set it up. Like, let's
Take
be
you through it
honest.
too.
You know,
I just want to start off with a major trigger warning. This one has to do with eating and paranoia. So about right when the quarantine first kind of started. So when was that? Like February? I think I think this whole entire thing, this mental thing that we've been going through, starts before just the beginning of quarantine. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I think it starts with the loss of our dad.
Boom! I said that.
And I swept a lot of my feelings that I had.
I said that. I said it. Oh my goodness.
I always wanted to just, like, I mean, after Dad passed away, just to show him that I was going to continue to move positively in a positive direction, and stay motivated, keep creating, keep giving back, keep doing my part in this world with a positive mindset. And for the first year after losing him, I was able to do that. And I think it was because I just wanted to prove to him that I'm not going to let this get me down, Dad. You fought your fight, and you inspired me throughout the entire thing, and you're always going to be an idol.
They got me to do this to me.
And I'm going to act, or I'm going to go about my life and use the lessons that I've learned from you to be a better person. And for the entire first year, I was able to do that, and it snuck up on me. The second year is known to be the hardest after you lose someone close to you.
That is true.
The second year, the feeling of guilt from being numb, from my emotions being numb, lack of connection with others, like I stopped focusing on my friendships, stopped focusing on my relationship with my family. I started having like a lot of fallouts with my family members and things like that.
No.
And I was just searching for some sort of, like, any sort of feeling emotionally.
When I told you, I knew it was a disconnect. I told y'all that.
Yeah.
And then quarantine came along and made matters worse. I mean, you can't really see anybody, and you can't meet any new people or anything like that.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
I mean, Ethan was in a really healthy, nice relationship, and I kind of felt like I had no one. And I started just searching too hard and rushing things too much.
My heart just gave out,
trying to build
Grayson.
relationships and friendships. Like, just trying to make things worse and knowing they were forced, but lying to myself because I felt like if it wasn't this, it's nothing, and I'm going to go back to being lonely again. And I didn't want to end up there.
My heart just broke.
For 6 whole months, I didn't talk to anybody.
Oh my goodness.
Like, we had our group chat, but we really only talked about business. And I didn't talk to anyone in my family, not even my mom.
No, my goodness.
For almost a half a year. And that was my fault. I shut everybody off, but I felt like people were shutting me off. I convinced myself that everybody else was the problem, and it was me the entire time. So I started doing things like forcing myself into these relationships and stuff that just didn't belong. I mean, like, some people are compatible and some people aren't, and I would go into things knowing that, this is probably not a good fit, but again, fearful of ending up lonely and having to stare at my wall and just go through all these crazy haunting thoughts every night.
Oh my
I think that's where you let your terrible thoughts and emotions that you were feeling, you let those come out of you and almost put them onto other people involuntarily. Definitely. And that's unfair. It is. And so for those of you watching and people that have supported us all this time, I feel really sorry, and I really apologize for putting that negativity.
The fact that looking at this, you can see the pain behind Grayson's eyes.
You didn't deserve that. All you did was ever support me. I think it's really safe to say for myself, I'll speak for myself. I'm not even going to speak for us. I'll speak for Ethan right now. Yeah. I definitely went through a resentment period of my life, caused by, not exactly sure. I don't know where this is ultimately stemming from. Can't really pinpoint it, but I don't know. A lot has happened in my life in this past year, and it has led me to be resentful towards pretty much everybody in my life.
Oh wow.
I cut off all communication with my family. I guess I have to explain myself, so this makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, definitely. Don't stay vague. Get into it. Deeper. So when it really
Grayson
happened
said, "Don't hold back, let it out."
I'm gonna throw a trigger warning in here because it definitely needs to be. I would have. Okay, whatever. I'll just get into it. Trigger warning: eating, paranoia. Grayson and I almost had a break-in on our house, our last house that we lived at. It was extremely.
Well, we did. Someone surpassed our gate and came onto our property.
Let's not get into it. I don't know
Okay.
if we can legally get into it. We had to take legal action. I was in court for a long time. This was something that I couldn't talk about. This is something that I was dealing with every day, losing sleep. Literally could not sleep an hour. Some days I'd be up for 3 days in a row, and I couldn't say anything about it.
Oh my goodness.
I feared for my life. I feared for my family members' lives. I feared for my girlfriend's life.
Y'all, this is
They
deep.
were all put in jeopardy this one night. And that was something that I needed help with.
We saw one counselor and were diagnosed with PTSD.
But that I was closed off after that. I'm like, nothing's gonna help this.
Well, because I think it was too soon. We saw them too soon after the occurrence that it just triggered us. PTSD is like literally the most triggering mental illness ever. Like, I was triggered by just everything.
I was there for one of those days, and like just as an outside perspective, like I didn't sleep for a week. You know, like
Yeah.
I totally understand why that. has
That
affected you
would
guys,
that
because
would
it
mess
still affected
you
me.
up.
And I wasn't even, and this is a multiple night thing. And we're
When
not
you
gonna
are
go
living
into
in a
detail.
house that is
It
meant
was
to be
serious
secure,
stuff.
you got
Like,
these
that
gates,
is
you
not
have this
joking.
protection to
You
keep
remember
people from
that's
getting
not
in your
joking.
property, from
Yeah.
getting to
Your feelings are
you.
valid here.
And somebody manages to get through that, that will mess
So
you
yeah,
up.
that
Oh my
feels like it happened in a
goodness.
different life. I can't believe that was actually my life. That actually happened.
Yeah.
So that was something that was just like thrown out of left field at us really abruptly, and that was right before the documentary that we released about our dad.
That week.
That was right after directing the most emotional project that I will ever.
And
direct
that
in my life.
documentary was.
We got back
deep.
to LA and that shit happened, and I couldn't say anything about it. And I think some of the resentment that I built towards people
Stem from that situation.
stem from that situation, because I was like, well, if I can't trust them enough to tell them all about this, then who can I really trust?
Yeah.
Can I really trust them? You know,
When that's not rational, because legally
I
we weren't allowed to
understand
share
that.
it.
it's not rational, but that's where my mind went.
Yeah.
And I know that there are a huge.
I completely
handful of
understand
people
that,
trust
though.
with my life out there that support us, but I let the loud minority sometimes outweigh the positives.
And that was right around the time we started getting canceled for everything.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So I was like, but that's not people who support us fault.
It's not our supporters at all.
It's not at all. So when I start to build that resentment towards like, oh well, like I don't want to like put positivity out there if I'm not getting it in return. I'm gonna run myself dry. I'm gonna burn out because if this
That is
not reciprocated,
understandable.
I can't do it anymore. And that's when I completely lost sight of my entire purpose on this planet. Since I've been a kid, I've been praying to God, thanking Him for everything that He's blessed me with, and promising that I will do my best to change this world for the better in return.
I do the same thing. It's so, like, Ethan and I just talked about this with each other the other night. Like, I'm like, hey man, what do you pray about at night? And it's the same exact thing.
And I don't know why,
It's almost the same words that we say.
but it's like, it provides me comfort when I'm like, okay, my goal here, my purpose here, is to spread nothing but positivity.
Yeah.
And make a positive impact.
And I should know that. That's something I should know. Like, that's what my dad did when he was here. Someone that I idolize and want to be like.
Their dad was an
And-
amazing man. That documentary
I mean, like,
was beautiful.
Who am I? I'm someone that, my dad, he came before me. Then comes me, and then others come after me. I know my purpose. I know why I was put here by God. I know that it's to spread positivity, make this world better. And that's all, that's what I do everything for.
But you can't do that
But
in a dark place.
What I did recently, I started feeling
And that's
like,
what I
oh,
think they're
deserve
missing.
more, and
You can't produce
I don't know, I was
positivity
looking for things-
when
I
you're
was just
built
being
up
selfish,
and surrounded by
being
negativity.
selfish.
That light does
I
not
lost sight of
shine.
that.
You got to put yourself in the
it's
space
back
and
to
the
what I said,
place
like, I
around
felt like it
people
wasn't being
who go
reciprocated,
push
even though it
you to
probably
be the
was, I was
best
just
you.
looking in the complete wrong
So
places.
oh
I
my,
was looking at people
see,
who don't give a shit about me and grouping them in the same category as the people who do nothing but support us.
exactly.
It was completely irrational. So since I felt that positivity was not being reciprocated towards me, which is completely, it's so fucked up to say and so selfish to say because it is. People go out of their way day by day
Just to view our video.
just to view our video. But do you see like the projects people do on Twitter?
The
All of
edits,
that
yeah.
shit.
No, you're right.
Bro, I shut it out completely. I don't know why.
Well, I tell you, that's the one thing that I've known and that I've learned about the Dolan twins, about their fans.
I just hate making excuses.
The ones who support them wholeheartedly, 100%, hands down, will go to the ends of the world and back.
That second year,
but I understand what Ethan is saying.
Because
when you get put in that bubble where things just seem so dark,
and then once somebody takes
you don't see the light.
You
can't see it because so many people don't hurt you and scared you. I get it.
So I didn't go through that at 16 with millions of followers.
You better say that, Ryan. I used to have that same hat that Ryan got on.
You guys have to remember that what you went through is intense. The fact that you're here is why your dad did what he did. He was such a good person that he got you to this point, that you're at this table and you have the balls and the maturity to talk about it.
You better say that.
That's why he lived as long as he did.
Look at the pain in Grayson's face.
You talk about fighting. He fought every day to get you to this exact table. That's
like
why
Ethan is hurting, but Grayson is hurting.
But understand, and the audience knows, it's a lot.
We know, exactly. We understand.
And you guys are doing a great job. And I'm just proud that you're having this discussion.
Aww.
You need to know that. You need to know
that is so sweet.
I appreciate you recognizing that, but I will say that a lot of my actions are inexcusable. Of course. They have been. I have not been Grayson Dolan. I have not been a good person.
We've noticed.
Another thing that are we gonna get into? I just want to give it a trigger warning, but I want to say it again before we dive deeper into that. Let me just. Okay, yeah. This going in chronological order. Yes, this is when it happened. The trigger warning for eating. I'm glad that I was able to say it 3 times because I really do not want to put anyone through what we went through.
Right.
Yeah. Grayson and I became extremely anorexic and bulimic before we even knew it. Since I shut out everybody in my life, I felt like they were all looking at things to say about me and nitpicking me and pointing out my flaws and my imperfections. And I was like, I need to be a perfect human so that no one can say anything about me because I'm all on my own now. I have no one telling me, no, you're doing good, because I shut that all out.
Right.
I was like, my biggest enemy has to be able to look at me and not be able to point out one flaw, which is completely impossible and irrational, but that's how I felt. So I felt like I needed to change my full appearance. This was after my whole acne breakout and everything, and also getting, hate online, so maybe that's where some of that derived from, but I was like, no more. No one's saying anything about my appearance ever again. Yeah. So, what did I do? Trigger warning. I looked way too far into nutrition, what it does to your body, and I completely depleted myself of any nutrients. I lost over 30 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
In 6 months, when I didn't need to lose a pound.
Right.
Because I was at a healthy body fat percentage already. I was comfortable. I loved, I didn't mind the way I looked before I started, but I thought that some people would be able to say something about it.
Oh my goodness.
So, and then after starting, these intense diets that are just so unhealthy for you. I mean, like, my hair began to get thin at one point.
What?
And fuzzy. And I had a sinus infection that just my body couldn't fight it off because I had no nutrients in my body.
See, this is what I don't think people understand.
Taking a toll on me physically.
This is what I don't think people understand.
And then mentally.
Is that these people out here on social media, y'all push these babies to want to be perfect. So they start hurting themselves.
The scale set a number higher than
to make people see that ain't right.
And
that ain't right.
I've always been one for not taking out a bad day on anybody else around you, dealing with it yourself and making sure that you continue to put out positive vibes, but I wasn't. I would step on the scale, and if it said 184 pounds instead of 182, I would go to the grocery store and I would be a dick to everyone. I would give people dirty looks, or I would cut people off, I wouldn't hold the door open. I wouldn't do things that gave me happiness,
that's not you.
Prior to, you know what I mean? Like, I used to have a much better day if I held the door open for someone and said, have a great day. Here, let me help you out. But I was like, nah, this person doesn't deserve it. They're not working as hard as me. They're not as hungry as I am. They don't want it as bad as me. But what did I want? I couldn't even tell myself what I wanted.
Oh my goodness.
You just didn't want anyone. Because every time I wanted to get thinner, and I did, I just wanted to get even more thin. It was what it was doing was shutting everyone out. You felt the thinner you got, the less people could say anything about you. Therefore, the less human interaction you'd have to face in your life. I don't know why I kept doing it. I would wake up. I literally couldn't feel my legs some days. I couldn't feel my legs. I had to use my hands to take my legs out of my bed.
Oh my goodness.
I would sometimes binge certain nights, and then I would get swollen because my body didn't know how to digest food anymore, and I wouldn't post a photo, a Snapchat, a video for weeks. We'd prolong our YouTube shoot days for like weeks because we're like, oh, I have to be able to eat that day, and I'm gonna be swollen for the next 3 people. Are gonna be able to be like, oh, your face looks,
oh my goodness.
And then you can't sleep when you're in that state either. Sleep. You get out of bed to pee 4 times in the middle of the night.
This is so scary.
Rest. Our house is under construction, and this whole process.
Like, it's sad. I don't think people understand what social media will do to you mentally. These babies got broken.
I was so fragile that I didn't want anyone in my family to talk to me because I would twist whatever they said and I would take it in a negative way. And I'd be like, my mood is so fragile right now. You cannot say the littlest thing to me because I'll tip over. I'm done. Like I will curl up in a ball and I'll fucking disappear forever if someone says something that is three words off from exactly what I want to hear. I was like trying to mold everybody around me to be a perfect person because I was so imperfect.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then it got to a point where it took extreme tolls on my physical health. I had a bladder infection that wouldn't go away. I went on like 4 rounds of antibiotics. I was
my goodness.
They were giving me shots. So much shit, and I was like, I'm never.
This is horrible. These babies had to deal with this.
Like, what's going on? And then, Grayson, if you want to explain what happened when we went to the hotel. Yeah, so this was like the peak, I guess, of the eating disorder. Before I had like the actual realization that I had it, or at least came clean to myself that I had it. I would stop eating at like 8 p.m. That was my cutoff. If I ate after that, then, I mean, I just didn't. I wasn't able to. I never allowed myself. So, I would take things like ZzzQuil, or I had a muscle relaxer for my back that I was prescribed over a year ago when I had back troubles.
Oh my goodness.
And those help induce sleep. So I would. Yeah, you can't stay awake if you take them. Right. Instead of eating those, instead of eating food, I would eat those to go to sleep. And it was only a matter of time before those stopped working.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to move on to something stronger, which I'm so grateful that it didn't get to, because I had Ethan there to pull me out of it and say, yo, we gotta fix this. So right around
my gosh.
My bladder infection, and then his. He started to use prescription drugs to try to fall asleep.
Like, these babies really were broken.
I started eating again. I'm like, dude, we just have to eat. We just have to say fuck it. This is taking a toll on our mental and physical health, and we have to come clean.
Exactly.
And we were in such denial, and a lot of it stemmed from like our parents. Sorry, a lot of it stemmed from our family telling us, you guys are unhealthy. Like. You need to eat. Yeah, I mean, I remember in specific, we traveled back home to New Jersey to see our entire family. It was the first time we were going to be able to have an outdoor gathering.
For our mom's birthday.
Yeah, for mom's birthday. I mean, we hadn't seen our family in months. And we were having a dinner for my mom's birthday. And Ethan and I couldn't eat the food that was there because in our mind it was unhealthy.
Right.
It was vegan. They made vegan food for us. Yeah. But we weren't able to eat it because, we were only allowed to eat like foods with 0 nutrients that, whatever. So instead of sitting down, eating with our family and reconnecting after some months, we said to each other, we're like, yo, they're trying to make us fat. They're out to get us. They don't believe in our diet. They don't believe in our lifestyle. They're not good enough to be our family. And we left.
No.
We went on a walk, and we ditched our family. And we, instead of eating with them and enjoying our time together as a family, we went and walked and tracked our calories to see how much we could eat when we got back.
Oh my
ourselves.
gosh.
And we didn't go back. we booked a hotel in New York. We took an Uber to New York, and we didn't talk to our mom for a good 5 months after that because we thought that her trying to feed us or her trying to tell us that we have a problem. Not 5 months. That was Mom's birthday. It was in July, so 2 months. All right, yeah, sorry, 2 months. Felt like a lifetime. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I told y'all in my video there was stuff that went down that we didn't know. We all jumped to conclusion and told them how horrible they were, how wrong they were, and we did not know the backstory.
They're trying to tell us that we need to eat, or that
I'm gonna apologize to them in this video. I
am.
am.
On social media sites trying to cancel us and being a part of joining the enemy's team.
Right.
We really isolated ourselves to the point where we felt like it was us two versus the world.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of times we would be like, I just wish we had Dad. He was our only other teammate. So maybe that says something.
It definitely does.
But that's not the case. Look how big our team is. Look at it. Like, look around. Like, so I want to say that now Ethan and I are in a very healthy mental state with this. We've gotten help. We seek help. We continue to seek help with our eating disorders.
That is good.
But we are in a way better state of mind.
We can tell. The vlogs tell it all. They're in a very different headspace.
Tons of nutrients in there. I've gained like 25 pounds.
Yay!
I too have gained like 18 to 20 pounds.
Yay!
We're working out, stretching, making sure we're taking our vitamins and things like that. Like I feel good now. I can go to sleep.
Doing it the right way.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Actually living.
And you know what's crazy is even the muscle relaxer part, to give the audience perspective, I didn't even know about that. And I talk to you guys every minute of the day. So if they feel like they were being shut out, I didn't even know. And that's, that's intense stuff for you guys.
Wow.
And for me, and I know we talk about a lot of stuff. And that's how I knew that this was a really big deal.
Oh, wow.
So I guess around the time that we broke through this eating disorder phase, we were craving human connection. Yeah. My girlfriend was separated from me. The Australian borders were closed. I wasn't allowed in. She wasn't allowed out. That was for 4 months. So I was.
It's terrible.
I mean, obviously I had her to text. Thank God. Yeah, she got me. She really is responsible for getting me through all the hardships that I went through. She was like the only person I had to talk to.
We love Christina.
And while Ethan had that, I think I was just craving it even more. Because together we were craving personal connection and friendships and stuff like that. When we had them, if we just opened our eyes, you were there the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our team, our agents, our family, everyone that's around us is like, they've been by our side and rode for us this whole time, and we shut them all out. And so instead of going to someone that loves me and saying, hey, thank you, I decided that, I need to just connect with someone new and build my own family apart from,
But see,
because I still held resentment towards my family for whatever reason. Because they saw them, I saw their help as sabotage. And we also figured, they weren't, there for us in the way that we wanted them to be. They didn't use the exact verbiage that we wanted them to use when talking to us.
They were hurt, and it's clear.
But when you're in such an emotionally unstable spot that, that if someone says the wrong thing to you,
you go snap. Right? I understand.
Your guard goes up. We were literally in survival mode. Yeah. Okay. But, so while Ethan had Christina, I was trying to find someone that I could.
He was trying to fill a void.
Yeah, and it was.
He wanted that connection with somebody.
And I understand where Grayson's coming from. When Grayson got into calisthenics, I know this is just a stupid example, but I'm your twin. I've done everything with you since the moment we were born, since before we were even born. When you start doing something, you started doing pull-ups. I'm like, I need to do as many as you. You can do that. There's no way that my twin's going to be able to do that, and I'm not going to be able to do that. Same with skating. I started skating. You didn't even really like it. You just were like, I need to do it too. Yeah. So, I could see me having a serious relationship, and especially when you're in your loneliest place that you've ever been in your entire life.
It's like, I get where he's coming from. I get it.
And also, I think, to put it in perspective, when you have a lot of followers online and you're still lonely, you almost feel like you're just a piece of crap. Because you're like, how am I feeling lonely? There's so many people.
Right, that is so true.
I will say that I wasn't acting like a piece of crap, though. Because I was shutting those people out and acting like they didn't matter.
Yeah.
When truthfully, I'm only here because of them, and that's a fact.
That's right. You're true.
It doesn't matter how hard I work or how hard I grind. I'm only here because of them.
You better say that, Grayson.
That's right. And now I know that more than ever. And I'm sorry if you have felt shut out by me
Grayson.
because of the things that I was going through, and I was handling it completely wrong.
I love you,
I
Grace.
should have seen help a lot.
I love
Yeah,
you, Grayson.
and you guys were really the catalyst on why we did decide to seek help. Because I couldn't go through my mentions without someone saying, hey, I really care for you. Can you please get help?
Or going through my mentions and reading comments that say, the Dolan twins have changed. You're not the same. I can never see you the same again. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You're
Everyone
right.
saying those things was right.
Yes.
They still are right.
You
For
can't
saying that.
You can't see us the same because we are simply not the same. They're completely right.
Yeah. But I was in denial.
So
I
coming to this
love
stage
the
where
vulnerability
we were
of this
very
right
alone,
now. I love they're being raw,
forced us to do the complete
they're being
opposite.
open, they're being
And dive
honest, and I
into-
get it.
We feared that. We feared the loneliness, and I was trying to create relationships that they were failing because it was forced. And I would put all my eggs in one basket in 2 days and commit to someone in 2 days, and then.
Well, Grayson,
and-
put
and
your
it wasn't-
eggs in
it
my
wasn't like,
basket.
oh, I'm gonna date this person. It was like,
I
like,
love you.
okay, this is it.
What
This
is
is
that?
the rest of my life.
Feel like you were doing that to prove to yourself or others? What were you What do you think you were trying to do?
I think I was just doing it because I didn't want to be alone.
We were afraid of being
That's what it was. And my thing, you have to
And
think about it
in
though.
this-
He's always had
So
issues.
not only with personal
So when you see
relationships,
Ethan
like with me and a significant
moving
other,
forward, somebody, it's
I was
like
trying to
you
do
want
this
that
with
for yourself
friendships
too,
as
because
well.
like it's like I'm
We
losing
were
a
forcing
friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
everything.
get it,
We were making
Grayson.
false promises. You were like, okay, like you convince yourself I'm going to be there for this girl for the rest of my life. I convinced myself this is my best friend for the rest of my life. I can never not be without them because if I am, I'm going to be alone and I can never be alone again because I know where that took me.
Yeah.
So we did promise a childhood friend of ours a place to live in Los Angeles,
Oh
California.
wait, no, I'm not ready
And
for
then,
this.
days after he arrived, we promised him a career on the podcast and to help coach me in wrestling.
Oh,
and
wait.
to work with us in entertainment. And not actually asking him, hey man, is this what you want? Without considering what he would actually want, we were just saying, hey man, I want this from you, so let's do it. And then before he could even answer, we threw him right into this life.
And we were extremely wrong for doing that.
Yeah,
That is our
that's
fault.
entirely unfair of us to do.
And when it comes to the content, do you guys feel like you started to change things to try to change your whole perspective? Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the reality thing. I want to ask you guys, what made you decide to want to get into more of like a let's film everything? You know, what? Because I know a lot of people want to get into that.
I think because we were hiding everything for so long, I was just like, I need to counteract this. I need to not hide anything. But from the beginning of time with our social media presence, we vowed to only post positive stuff and only spread positivity. We never involved ourselves in drama because we simply did not want to stress out those who support us.
Yeah.
We didn't want people to be on edge. We didn't want people to... I hate drama, so why would I try to bring drama into anyone's life if they're supporting me?
Right.
Mm-hmm. We just saw what worked on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we treated it as a business.
Yeah.
At that point, that's when I made a goal. I was like, I want to be a billionaire. I completely shut out my goal or completely forgot about my goal of spreading positivity and forgot about my soul's purpose.
See,
and when I decided that I want to be a billionaire,
it takes a big person
I
to
had
realize
monetary
the money
goals
got in
and
the way of
aspirations.
what he wanted.
They were fake
I love
goals.
that.
I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care about money. Why was I convincing myself that was my route? That was my path. It wasn't feeding my soul because it is simply just not my purpose.
Yeah.
My purpose is to make a change because I feel happy when I'm doing that. It returns. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's reciprocated. When I put out positivity, I feel an overwhelming feeling of like, wow, I'm happy that I was able to.
Yeah,
positively
you
impact
get
someone's
out
day.
what you put out.
And I wasn't
So if you're
getting
putting out
Rather than
positivity,
when
you go get that
posting and
positivity back.
flexing,
Like these
you know,
new vlogs
with
they've let out
a
are
new car
beautiful.
or
I love
money
this.
or a watch or whatever.
What
that
the
may be.
fuck were we doing?
Like, then what does the viewer feel?
Grayson, you get me.
Listen. Like, what is the viewer supposed to feel in that situation? Oh well,
Envy.
I don't have money, so or I don't have money like that yet. I haven't been able. I'm not in their shoes, You know, I'm not as financially free or as stable right now. Like, fuck, I just feel like shit.
That's the true
We were
statement.
literally making people feel like shit.
How many times?
Doing the exact opposite of my soul's purpose and why I was put here on the earth.
Grayson, look at me.
The thing that I pray to do every single night is to wake up and make a positive impact the next day, and I was waking up and doing the exact opposite.
Look at me, Grayson. How many times
Wow.
have we had this conversation that we're never going to post anything about money because we don't want people to feel like, oh, if I'm in that position, then I'm a piece of shit. Yeah. We saw what that did. Other people use their platforms like that, and we were so against it.
It's because YouTube can suck you in sometimes, though, especially when in a weird headspace. Sometimes you just don't even know.
But it's not even YouTube's fault, dude. It was me not seeking help and crawling out of that terrible headspace.
No, you're right.
If I was in a good headspace, none of it would have happened.
Wow.
I was putting my stresses on everybody else. I was trying to mold
I
everybody else.
love
around
how they're
me to be exactly
taking
who I wanted
complete
them to
ownership
be.
of
I was
their
the problem.
mistakes. That shows
So,
growth.
Let's
and
get back to
maturity.
addressing the situation that we began to.
Yeah.
So our friend gets here. We ask him if he wants to do this without really hearing him out and hearing what he truly wanted to do with his life. We said, no, this is perfect for you. Let's do it. We made the decision for him, and that was entirely wrong. And then, since we were all so like-minded and similar, and as intense as each other, with everything we did, we were extremists.
It's something that we all talked about. That's something that us three talked about together and all agreed on.
Yeah, we were extremists. Like, and we grew up playing sports together. We eat, slept, and breathed those sports to be the best.
Yeah.
And then and just everything we did. If we went to a pool party, we were like doing belly flops off the
You
roof.
can see how
We
hard
just-
this is.
we-
This
we
is
were
so
just-
hard for
did
them to
everything
talk
the
about.
most extreme. And so when you put three extremists under one roof,
Something is liable to go wrong.
things are going to get intensify. You know what I mean? And so,
That
like,
is so true.
if there's a negative energy, that negative energy is going to intensify. If there's
Times
uncertainty,
three.
the uncertainty is going to intensify, and the confusion and everything that we were feeling and going through began to intensify, making me be like, maybe we're not perfect as roommates. Maybe, you know, if Ryan was able to get a house down the street or a place to stay, like, we can meet up every day and when we come together, benefit each other.
And that's the part of
Lift
the
each other up,
conversation
make
that
each
we
other
should have
better people.
seen.
But maybe
I
living
love that
under
they're
one
addressing
roof
this.
isn't so beneficial for all of us right now. And so
You voiced that concern.
yeah, I voiced that concern, and I was feeling that type of way. And then when I saw something come up on my timeline, which was in a deleted video, he had screenshotted something that was sent to him on Snapchat.
Yeah.
It was harmless,
Yeah.
but I panicked because I had paranoia about these things. We all knew that was a shared conversation. I vividly remember freshman year of high school when I was at an insecure and low point in my life. The vibes in school weren't that great. I wasn't like, everyone kind of abandoned me as a friend because it was the cool thing to not be my friend, or if you were my friend, you got shat on.
Because of social media and what we did. It was
Yeah, because of social media, we
what
did something
everybody else did
different in the
town.
town we grew up in. The town we grew up in is very sport oriented. We were in entertainment. People were like in Jersey, like, well, what is that?
Right.
And they hated on us for it. But I remember going to the bathroom, and a kid in the bathroom being on on his phone. And I was like, "What's up, man?" And like went to the bathroom, came out, and he was like, "Yo, dude, you know what's funny? I was actually in here getting nudes from one of your fans on Snapchat right now." And I was like, "Bro, what?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's easy. I just tell them I'm your friend and they send me nudes." And I was like, "I don't even know you."
Oh
He
my
was on our football
god.
team. That's all we knew.
I was like, "I don't even know you, and I don't know what you're saying to my fans."
Now
And
that
these are people
situation
that I
makes
fucking
so
care
much
so
sense
much
to
about.
me.
I care about my fans as I care about my family.
That is why this
And you were
situation
manipulating
was
them
the way the situation
To
was.
solicit nude photographs.
Now I
Like
understand
just
why
saying,
he got
"You're
so
my friend,"
upset.
Maybe promising them that they were going to be able to meet. I don't know what he was saying. And so that, when I saw that thing on my timeline, it triggered those feelings. You know what I mean? And I'm already at an unstable place mentally. Like, we just talked about everything we've been going through, feeling like the world's out to get
That
us.
just
I
made
haven't
so
shaken that
much
completely. Maybe at
sense,
that
but I
time,
still
when I was
think
sitting
it
there,
should have
I
been
had to come
handled
to terms
differently.
with that fact that I'm still not right fully mentally.
Yeah.
I felt a lot better, and that tricked me into thinking that I was fine, but I wasn't. And I needed to be real with myself. But I didn't.
So do you feel
And so
you-
I handled the situation way too intensely.
Yeah.
I didn't do it the mature way. I was like, this is it. He's out. He's out of the house. I'm feeling all these things. I don't feel good. And we had a conversation, and he was able to speak his truth, and in a matter of 15 minutes, and I know the vlog blew it out of proportion because we were trying to make drama get us views, which was stupid.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been filmed.
Was stupid. It shouldn't have been filmed. It should have been handled privately, probably one-on-one. If I had the problem, I should have just handled it with him.
Yeah.
But we were like, oh, camera's rolling. Let's get good content.
That was something that we all agreed to. Cameras are always rolling. It's okay if there's drama. We know that we were intense.
Yeah.
We're gonna film the intense moments.
He knew.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a towel, and I was like, bro, let's just, you want to get changed first? He said, no, I'll just come.
Yeah.
Cameras are on.
Yeah.
So we were all rolling with it, but it was wrong of me.
Right.
Because it's my production. I should have cut cameras. It's my house. I should have handled it maturely.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And so I said, like, I almost jumped to accusations of things he wasn't doing.
Right.
And so that was wrong. But that did get handled within 15 minutes.
Yeah, and everything was resolved. We went back to normal.
Exactly. And we agreed as friends, very close friends, that we can't let shit like that happen again. We have to talk it out. We can't let the emotions build up before we talk things out.
And then from there, we kind of came to the conclusion that because we were living at a construction site, and Grace and I are very routine based, and here we can't have a routine because we wake up to power tools every other day. We don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know when they're going to be remodeling our kitchen. We were like, okay, let's get out of here. Let's remove ourselves a little bit. We were all from New Jersey. We decided that we needed to go to our hometowns to get grounded again. That was the goal. So we went to my mom's house short notice. We had been talking to my mom only for what, like a month?
No, a day.
A day.
You hadn't even talked to mom yet.
Literally hadn't.
And we show up at our house and we expect that, we're going to be able to come stay with our filmer and our friend.
Yeah.
Which was wrong to my mom. It was wrong to my sister who we hadn't talked to.
Oh my goodness.
And we just invaded their space.
This is shedding the light on
wasn't-
so
yeah, there wasn't,
much.
like, a
I
place
feel
for all of us
horrible
to
for
say,
jumping
yeah.
to conclusions.
So without having even handled any of the stuff that we needed to with our family, we went and just stayed there. And that was really stressful on the group that we were with.
Yeah.
Our friend and our filmer.
Yeah, and then after, the same pattern kept repeating, we kept having really intense conversations that did not put any of our minds at ease.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of came to the conclusion, us three in the friend group, Mondo excluded, that we were all very intense and that these conversations weren't productive. It wasn't living at the construction site that made us feel this way. It was just where we were at together.
Mentally, they weren't
in our lives.
at a place
And
where
that
they could
living under the
live
same
under
roof
the
was
same
probably
roof.
not the call, because we thrived with space. We had a very positive group chat, and we all helped each other through so much. So we all came to the conclusion that, you know what, we're going to thrive with space. We're here together, and we're friends for a reason, and that reason is to help each other thrive. And that's something that we all promised each other. And we came to a mutual decision that it was time to give each other space.
Yeah.
I do want to say, nobody was kicked out. Yeah, that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was ever kicked out.
We had an emotional discussion in my mom's house. I say emotional, but I didn't talk at a level above this.
No, you were very calm the whole time. It was just kind of us deciding that, we're a little bit too extreme to be living under the same roof.
Yeah, and so I never got physically aggressive. I was never looking for an altercation.
Because why would you? It's a friend.
And I truly wasn't. And so from there, we decided that we needed space. He decided to go home and work on his relationship with his family in his New Jersey house where he grew up, about 10 minutes away from our house where we were at the time.
And I was really supportive of that. I was like, that's amazing that you're working on your relationship with your family. I'm going to do the same. And you have my support with doing that.
Yeah.
And this was just like a conversation that we had. Like the note that we left off on was, all right, let's just spend like a couple days apart with our families, work on our relationship with our families. And that's it.
Yeah.
There was no, you're never coming back to LA with us.
Right.
That was never said. There was no, you're never allowed back at my mom's house. There was nothing like that. There was a lot of contradicting things told to me that were different from our group chat conversations.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page. So that's what I did. And we were.
And from the other perspective, do you think asking to go through his phone was wrong? Like, do you regret it?
Yeah, I definitely think that I let my OCD and my paranoia get the best of me.
Okay.
And I need to be more cognizant of that. I need to make sure that I'm not doing that. Yeah. And that's why I'm continuing to get help.
Good.
And, you know, after we left, we just talked it out, and the group chat turned back into like a support system. Like I'm going to be there for you. Love you, bro.
So why did he make this video?
Music and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, so that's a couple days later, and I saw that he decided to fly back to college, and I was like, okay, that's his path, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I was full support of that. I let him know that I was supportive of him for that.
And honestly, that made me feel good, and it also made me feel like shit for taking him from his path and trying to like make him change it for me.
Right.
Something that suits my lifestyle more, just because I was feeling lonely. His path was where he was. He was in college. He worked so hard to get there and get a scholarship, and then I was like, no, come live my life.
Right.
That was selfish of me, because I was lonely. I needed to take someone else from their life and bring them into mine.
And because obviously it's a complete change of pace for him, so it seems extremely fascinating.
Yeah.
And we were using that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more that comes with it.
But he reached out to you guys, right?
Yeah.
So
it seemed mutual, but then I did definitely take it to the point of like being like, no man, you don't need school. This is.
I love that Grayson is like
you know what I mean?
taking responsibility. He is owning his part.
It eventually showed that it wasn't going to work out.
Okay.
And it was my fault for putting the pressure on him, saying that like it needs to work out. It needs to work out.
Oh wow.
His path is where he is.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever his path may be. It's just not this. And I was forcing this upon him.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He decided to fly back, and you know, I do want to say, unfortunately, some things were said about us publicly that I wish weren't. You know, my mental health was talked about against my will, and it kind of painted me out to be a psychopath, and I feel like that's unfair.
Yeah.
You know, this took a lot of time for me to sit down at this table and come clean about where I've been mentally, and I want to do that on my own time.
Yeah.
And for someone to talk about it against my will felt like it was a little unfair.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, where we left off was he flew back. He was going to college again, and I said, I support you. Love you, bro. He was sending me music, some Young Thug songs to listen to. You know, we all like to listen to Young Thug together, and so everything seemed normal. And then he said that he recorded a video when he was really emotional, and that he wasn't going to post it.
Yeah.
And then that's, you know,
that was the last thing we heard about.
That's the last thing we heard.
Anything that happened after, you know, just the normal conversations we had.
And for everybody listening, I just want to say thank you guys so fucking much for caring about us and wanting to know everything, because you care. Because you want to be able to form your own opinion on us when I wasn't even giving you the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you before with that, like, you know, I think it's tough to want to blame the fans, because you opened that door. Like you said, you said all these things, co-host, video person, he's in our lives. And then when it's gone very quickly, it is hard for people not to go, okay.
What happened?
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
And I know that to answer for you, like, why did it take a little longer? Because you guys wanted to, like, calm yourselves down emotionally and be mature. And I really am happy though.
I'm happy that they're actually sitting down doing it this way, instead of them giving us a
get the perspective that you
irrational video. They could have just sat down and went in.
Yeah.
But the fact that they actually sat down calmly to break this down, I respect them even more.
I'm happy I'm saying it, honestly. But there are some, you know, the story's a lot bigger than it's been painted to be, and there's a lot of things that need to be left unsaid on our part.
Because they belong in our personal lives. They don't belong on public. So I'll never bring anything public like that. 99% of a best friendship.
That's respect. That is respect for that person.
Right. Because that's the amount of trust in a best friendship leaves a lot of shit private. You know what I mean? Yep. You help each other with things you need to vent about or things like that. And so I will leave all that private.
Yeah.
Out of respect for
good
best friend.
That's mature.
That is so mature.
But yeah, I mean, back to everybody who's tweeted us and realized a negative change in us. Thank you for calling me out. I needed that.
You did.
I wasn't going to grow as a person without that. So this is literally zero credit to me and all the credit to our supporters for calling me out telling me the things that I was doing were wrong, because they were, and allowing me to make a positive change to become a better person. And I'm going to continue to take those steps and to seek help with the things that I've dealt with.
I love this.
We're now getting help, and we're going to continue to. And I feel like I'm making a lot of progress.
That's good.
This is progress.
Yeah. Something that we pledge to do now is to only keep our YouTube channel, Dylan Twins YouTube channel, full of positivity. It's been
Yay! That's all we
6
want.
years, up until these past whatever how many months it was, when we got into drama, we thought that was cool for some reason. That's how it was, and it went well, and we loved it.
Yeah.
And we built an amazing support system with each other, with us and our fans, our family.
Yeah, I just want to get back to connecting like a family again with our supporters.
So from here on out, on the YouTube channel, we are only spreading positivity.
Oh, I love that.
That's it.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, funny enough, you mentioned spreading positivity. I just want to tell you guys, you know, I wanted to hold this off and for it to be more of a surprise, just because I felt like it deserved like a full campaign and everything, which it's still gonna get, but that's where I wanted to drop it initially. We have been working on.
We decided to work on a merch rebrand with our sister Cameron, who designs all of our merch and is always.
And it accidentally turned into a full-on clothing brand.
Yeah.
Because my sister is so talented and creative. She's fucking
We
amazing.
stand Cameron.
And she's been working on this clothing company with us for over a year now, and been putting her blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Oh,
I've seen it every time I was
She actually came up with this idea 2 years ago and pitched it to us, and we're like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then she was like, you know what? Let me show you.
Yeah.
And she made the whole deck, and I was like, wow, Cameron. And so that brand that she created in trying to make, just rebrand our merch, when she made a full-on clothing brand.
She did.
It's called Spread Positivity. And so that has always been our message.
oh my
We made this 2
goodness.
years ago with her, and it's always been our message.
That is
on the website.
oh, that's
And now we're back on.
incredible.
And I promise to be on that forever. I'm not saying that I'm not going to make mistakes. I recognize that I don't know everything. So accidents will be made.
Facts.
I'm never going to let it get to the point that I've let these things in the past get to, because
I love
know
that.
if I think everybody else is the problem around me, it's me who's the problem.
Right.
Yeah, and so we were advised by our lawyer and our team to keep Spread Positivity a secret, because, you know, we were trying to acquire the trademark, because my sisters worked so hard on this clothing brand that we wanted to make sure that no one can make bootlegs.
We literally told no one. Not even my aunt was like, so what's your new merch? And I was like, I can't tell you.
Like, I'm sorry,
I can't tell you.
ID.
I've been like advised by the law. We
We only told our closest friends and family members.
Yeah.
Not that my aunt's not close to us. It was just we didn't want to send a text of the thing, because who knows where texts go. But we only told our closest family members and friends in person what the merch, what the new clothing brand would be called. And, you know, unfortunately, it's gotten out there for whatever reason, because, you know,
It happens.
it happens. But
we're still doing a campaign for it. I have like all the ideas for it, and it's going to be happening at the end of this month.
yeah.
Oh, I'm
fire.
so
I'm
excited.
going to be in the fucking campaign.
Oh, I'm ready to be in it. 'Cause I looked at it a year and a half ago, and I was ready to be in it.
All right.
I mean,
But yeah, the reason why we wanted to keep it so confidential was because we were working on acquiring the trademark.
I'm gonna say my coin up, baby, because listen, I will be rocking some
my
Spread
sister's brand
Positivity.
that she created and worked so hard on.
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep everything very secret while we, you know, handled all the legal matters
Yeah.
and make
We
sure that everything was
didn't even
and,
say
whoa, and make sure that everything was good to go.
We didn't even say the word spread and positivity in the same video, because we didn't want to cut.
I know you guys were very.
We were like,
meticulous.
yeah, we were on it. And that's for my sister, because it's what she deserves.
She worked really
Cameron,
fucking hard on it.
I cannot
Shout out
wait.
Cameron. Cameron's the guy.
And I'm sorry to anybody who has been negatively affected by the drama that we've created. That goes for my family, my friends, and my fans, supporters. I would consider you guys my family as well. I'm sorry, and we are not going to involve any drama or negativity in any of our content moving
This is growth. This
We
is
wanna
maturity.
Stress you guys.
If
We
there's something-
thank you.
I'm here
We
for
thank
it.
you so much for caring and wanting to know the facts, because it shows that you guys truly care. But things do deserve to be left unsaid and only involved in our private lives, and others who
And
are
that's how it
involved in
should
private
be.
lives, and other people who are also involved in the situation's private lives. So that's where we're going to leave things, certain things. But yeah, let's just keep spreading positivity. Let's fucking do it. Yeah. Thank you guys for taking over for us while we've been negative. Yeah, thank you guys for your positivity, because without it, wouldn't be sitting at this table right now. I really don't know where I'd be. The only drama that will be in the future videos is Ethan playing dirty and wrestling me and using a finger in my butt. Drama. I'm gonna yell at you. Sorry, that was a foul move. And you know, yeah, I'm recognizing my mistake with that. Okay. Don't say it. Okay. Yeah, just don't be using fingers, all right? All right, don't be slipping fingers. All right, bro. What if I lick it first? No.
That's some sort of progression.
It's a cheat move, bro. That's a cheat move.
That's some sort of progression.
No more drama, bro. No more drama. For real, and yeah, so this podcast is gonna come out. What are we thinking? Every Thursday?
Yeah.
Can I shout out Cameron again, real quick?
Yeah, she
created our logo, and I wanted to make some revisions, and the logo was honestly probably cooler when she just created it, but I was like, I want to have my own touch on there because I'm a little fucking stinker.
Yeah.
So we collaborated on this logo, and she really did create the logo, and she made this here nice D. If you guys look at it,
Deeper and Dolan.
If you flip your head like this, that it's a D, and it's the distorted D from the Deeper with the Dolan Twins logo.
Me
that my
doing
sister
this.
made. So without my sister, we wouldn't have this table. And this is my favorite table that I've ever seen in my life.
I just stared at it for like a minute straight. I'm not even kidding.
And also we have the ombre, the blue to black gradient. As you can tell, that's what water does when it gets deeper, like the ocean. And then these are art pieces. If you guys watched our last vlog, we made them in our last vlog.
They're cool.
Grayson operated a crane. I didn't think they were gonna look good at all, but they look
cool.
good.
They look
Grayson,
amazing.
you were living life on that crane. I was, man. Why do I love that stuff so much?
Why do I love that so much? Because you are a man's man. You're supposed to be outside, starting fires and building me houses.
Oh yeah.
I was like, can I operate it? You're like, no. Sorry.
But you got it done. It looks great. So.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I like those.
I appreciate that.
This was healthy, by the way.
Yeah.
This was healthy.
I love that we have this podcast now that we can talk things through. And that's how this podcast is going to go. I mean, sometimes you might just get random fucking stories of our childhood.
Yeah.
About the stupid things we did on Halloween, which is coming up. So that sounds like a fitting episode to come up soon.
Oh, yeah.
But
Grayson said, speaking of that, let's do that.
I want to have some guests too. Yeah, guests would be dope.
Can I be a guest? I promise I will sit on the other side of the table. Grayson, I will not harass you too much.
It's not a collab when we have guests on. It's just a conversation.
I just want to be friends with Grayson.
Wouldn't necessarily expect us to be seen with.
Me. I got stories to tell.
Yeah. They're just fucking idiots. We have a lot of friends that people don't know are our friends yet too.
There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming. I'm really confident.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Thank you, Ryan. Guys, Ryan is responsible for my career at this point. He helped me off of deleting my Instagram 95 times, and he's the most supportive dude in my life. And
we stand.
Thanks too.
I appreciate that a lot. And this conversation, I wouldn't have been able to collect myself and cool down if it wasn't for you. You really helped me deal with my emotions, and it's been a huge part of the support system that I have now that I've implemented into my life on a weekly and daily basis to get better with my mental struggles.
Well, just know I only do it because I know you can handle it. So, both of you.
I
wouldn't do it and say it if I didn't believe it. So,
thanks a lot.
That's why we're here, boys.
Really
I love it.
But yes, I vouch to continue to make sure that I'm good, and also to keep things positive.
Listen, because I've been riding for the boys. Y'all cannot say that I haven't. I've been telling all y'all who've been commenting, like, listen, these is good boys in bad moments. We did not know the backstory, but now we know what they was going through. Listen, they did what they had to do. I love this. I love them. That will never change.
Well, the last couple vlogs have been fantastic and already doing that, so that's why I trust you guys on that.
Yeah, we definitely have been making a lot of progress, yeah, with the positivity and the mental space. And that's the thing, like, these vlogs are our lives. As much as they are like entertainment, they're our lives too. So our lives were not in a good place and we shouldn't have been vlogging them. And now that our lives are in a better spot, we're gonna vlog.
It's like you vlogged it because you knew you needed. It's like those things that, we did it, we learned from it, let's move, let's grow. They growing, they maturing. I love it, period.
But right now I feel good, and I feel like
that's good.
I feel like there's gonna be a new video like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then a new podcast video every Thursday. This one's just a Saturday because we wanted to kick it off.
What? Oh my goodness! I'm gonna be busy all week. Yes. I just got excited.
Oh, fuck, I can't say I love you guys enough, like really, and thank you guys. Thank you. Stop cutting me off, man. I'm
Sorry,
just.
I want to say.
Well, let Grayson say that he loved me.
Really with my
Even,
whole
huh?
heart.
Say it, Grayson. I'm listening.
That have listened, supported us, watched our videos, Vines, and have been there for us when we truly needed you.
Is you gonna tell me you love
Be
me?
here without you, and I wouldn't even be sitting at this table.
Just tell me you love me, Grayson.
Thank you all so much. You're even more appreciated than you'll ever know.
Tell me you love me, Grayson.
Thank you guys. Thank you both. Thanks for making me realize that I needed to change. Thank you. You guys be on the camera for real. You guys in the camera. But for real, love you guys and see you every Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Is it every Thursday or are we doing Tuesdays?
We're gonna probably end up doing 2 a week, so let's just say every Thursday for now.
We'll figure it out.
When this table gets polished,
Why is it not Tuesdays?
when this table gets polished, I'm gonna want to be sitting at it more than just one
But
time.
why not Tuesdays? Why are we doing Thursdays?
Because Thursday, because guests, and we want to have guests, people take off on the weekends, and we only have one day in between to upload it, so
Yeah.
Thursday.
We'll figure it
Wait,
out.
why don't we just do the extra episode with the guests and we just do every Tuesday with us?
We can do that.
Grayson said, I'm trying to be, listen, we gonna be in this room alive,
We'll figure it
period.
out.
Yeah, I don't want to promise much though.
Yeah, okay, we can't promise
I think we should just do Thursday because guest episodes shouldn't be bonuses
Okay.
at first. Every Thursday, I'm gonna make the promise.
Cool.
I know you're gonna hate me because you are in charge of our schedules with the posting and stuff, and we always go back on what we say. But can we do every Thursday?
I'm down with it.
All right, sweet. All right, love you guys.
Love you guys.
Peace.
I love you too. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful. That was everything. I loved it. Period, period, period. Point blank, bottom line. Yes, babies. Alrighty, guys. There you have it. Meet right into the Dolan twins giving us their very first video podcast, you guys, where they took ownership to everything. Y'all listen. This video just touched my heart in more ways than they will ever know. I love that they took time to gather themselves, to build themselves, to get that strength, to sit down and tell us their part. You know what I'm saying? It's always two sides of the story, y'all. And like I told y'all, they had to be dealing with stuff that we didn't know about, and they just told us, listen, I told y'all, I rap for my boys. I still rap for boys. I love them so, 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 so much. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, give this video a big old thumbs up and leave me a comment down below letting me know, honey, how you feeling after that podcast, you guys. Don't forget to check out all my social media, guys. It's all posted down in the description box below, you guys. Come give your boy a follow. Don't forget to also love yourself, love someone else. I will see you guys next time. Deuces.